Hey everybody, thank you for stopping in. It is my wash day and I am preparing to do a wash and go with Kinky-Curly. I know you all know Kinky-Curly. They have been around for decades. This was probably one of the first companies I heard about in addition to Shea Moisture when I first went natural. I could never ever get these products to work. I have two of the gels, I have two of the leave-ins, and I am determined today to master this wash and go with these products. So if you want to join me and watch, stay tuned. All right, so I have my leave-in and gel here and I am about to get started. I just took my plastic cap off and I know how important it is for your hair to be drenching wet with Kinky-Curly. So the first thing I'm going to do is what I should have done in the shower, which is to add this leave-in. I know that it works better on slippery hair. I know the gel works best on slippery hair. It's just that I didn't have it in the shower when I went in there, so what am I to do? I'm just gonna have to use a spray bottle and just make sure this stays nice and wet. Trying to work fast. This stuff feels so good. So good. While I'm talking all this, I'm gonna master this. If I don't, it's because I was hard-headed. I really should have done this in the shower. So I'm going to do each of these sections as fast as I can. I have my water bottle here if I need to re-wet, and I will be back when I start applying the gel. Okay, I've got all the leave-in in, and I put the plastic bag back on, and I always do this because I want to preserve the water and moisture in my hair. I don't want all of the water and moisture to absorb before to evaporate before I add gel. So this hair back here is already, it's wet, but nowhere near wet as it should be. So I am going to spray, this is gonna be messy, I just know it. Okay, I'm gonna spray it with water. And I'm definitely not gonna do this over online, you guys, because I need to work fast, and the way I'm going, I can see things just falling all over the place. It would be a catastrophe to attempt to do this online. So I've got a little gel in my hand, and I'm going to try not to be heavy-handed. And I'm just going to rake it through. Oh, I feel some tangles in there. I detangled my hair when I rinsed out and deep conditioner, but I still feel a little bit, but we're gonna work through it. I'm glad this is my fingers and not a comb or a brush, because it would just snag that right out. All right, I'm gonna add just a tad more to the ends where it is matting together, because that is the great thing about this curling custard is it's so slippy that it will detangle a little, so I can get those tangles loosened up while I'm doing this. Okay, so here's what's happening. Now, please remember that this section of my hair is so much different than the rest of it. Right here in my nape area, my hair is nice and coily, and it is so defined naturally. But, it gets kinkier as it goes forward. So this may be the only section that comes out this nice and defined. That is what I have come to expect. So I'm gonna finish up and I'll see you guys later. All done. So I've got to go clean out these white places. You know that, because this is very low porosity. Product will tend to sit on top of here. And so before I dry this, I will get those super white places out of the way so that it doesn't leave flakes or leave these white things in there. So, but anyway, here is my results. I love this slippery gel in that it's so easy to detangle your hair. And even though like I've got thick, coarse hair, I have never been able to get that custard to give my hair any definition. Usually by the time I get to this point, I mean, there's so much frizz and so many places where it just didn't define at all. Of course, I had to use my fingers to curl these pieces around my forehead that just won't curl for anybody under any circumstance. But so far, this is the best results I have gotten from them. This 4C area in my head here is a little less defined, obviously, because it is just its own entity and it just does what it wants to do when it wants. So I accept that. But so far, this is looking good. I'm gonna go and let it dry. I don't know, go for a walk, sit outside, read, but I'll give it an opportunity to dry and I will come back as soon as it is. Hey guys, so I'm back. This is mostly dry. It's still a little wet down in the roots. I sat under a dryer, I mean, literally like 15 or 20 minutes. And so I probably need to diffuse the roots before I lay down because I'm going to smush whatever I have. But look at these little tidy curls. I love being able to see exactly what my curl pattern is like. I do have a little bit of a cast. Yes, I use too much gel, but I will use some oil and scrunch it out when it is completely dry. I don't think I'm going to stretch it because what for? I may, we'll see. If I do, I'll put some pictures in the video at the end, but I probably won't, just for the sake of letting it rest for a day or two. I may just leave it like this. But you know how some of you have those big ringlets, like the bigger the diameter of your curls, then of course the looser your curl pattern. So look how tight these are. And I love looking at them. More than anything, I am glad that I finally got this Kinky-Curly stuff to work. Oh my gosh, the number of times I have bought this product and either took it back or it ended up just sitting in my stash until I gave it away because I could not get it to work. I've tried a gazillion times, and I'm going to attribute that to what I said before. I think it's removing the cones. If you have kinky, low porosity hair and you struggle with wash and go, I am going to challenge you to take the silicones out of your hair regimen, out of your hair care. I really have been able to see the difference in my hair since then. It definitely stays moisturized longer. Styles just sit in and set well, and they last longer, and I can get more definition in my hair just since then. That's the only thing that I've been doing differently. Just keeping it hydrated, and the only way to do that is by making sure you can put moisture in and then be able to, you know, when you wash or shampoo your hair, be sure to put it back and put in a good moisturizer and sealer to seal it all in. And so I am really so tickled at this. I really have not seen my hair look this defined ever. Now I do have this section in the middle, and I'm not going to mess with it because it is not quite dry, but if you can see it, first of all, it's shorter, and you see how there's hardly any definition in this. And I was extra cautious to go through and make sure that I shingled this part because it is a different texture and it is harder to curl and maintain, and so I really have to do a total separate regimen for the hair in the crown of my hair. I mean, it just is what it is. If I just slap gel on it, it would just lay right down, just mat it. So it is a little bit different, but even it got some definition, at least at the ends. The root doesn't have any, but anywho, I wanted to let you guys see this. Let's talk about the products really quickly. I know everybody knows about this stuff. I use, I don't remember where it was. I don't even know to say whether I used quite a bit or not. I was very generous with this because I wanted to be sure my hair was nice and moisturized. I love how much slip this has and the detangling properties that's in it. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have been able to get any of this without this. And I can't think of another leave-in that I could have used with this custard that would have worked. These two just work beautifully together, beautifully, where one doesn't have something the other one supplements. And so even though the custard in itself it does have slip and it is moisturizing, this just adds that extra slip and moisture to it, and it's just a perfect combination. The custard, this botanical gel, is something I never in a million years thought I would be able to use. I love how it moisturized my hair, and I love how it set so easily. I didn't have to dry it nowhere near as long as I normally have to dry my wash and goes. And the secret to this is what people have always said: your hair has to be soaking wet. And so I sprayed so much water, and the next time I do this, I will definitely do it in the shower. So I wanted to come on and just show anybody who hasn't gotten one just right and may have my texture of hair what I do to get it. But going forward, I will do these in the shower because it's a drippity mess. All right, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. You guys, I am putting out videos 5-6 times a week. So I am trying so hard to make sure there is plenty of content here. I definitely have enough products, but I need an additional head to be able to try some of these things. This is those times where I wish I had a daughter or somebody else to practice on and use some of these goodies on. But like the video, share it with anyone that you think it may be helpful to. Maybe someone you know has tightly coiled hair and not been able to get a wash and go, and with the weather getting warmer, really want to try to do it. Pass this video on to them, and I will be doing more of these. I've got plenty of gels, and I've just been waiting for the right opportunity to use them. And so we're stepping into that kind of weather, and now is the time. Thank you so much for clicking on. Be sure you've got that bell notification on so that you will see all the videos that I am uploading when I upload them. And I will see you next time. You guys take care of yourselves. And as always, till next time, bye-bye.